In an exclusive interview, a top U.S. diplomat who's been dealing with the North Koreans for years tells CNN he isn't surprised that President Trump quickly agreed to an offer to sit down with Kim Jong Un, but the North Koreans were surprised when the president said yes. Let's get some more from our global affairs correspondent, Elise Lab. And Elise, what did this diplomat tell you?
Well, Wolf, in our exclusive interview, Jo Yoon said that both President Trump and Kim Jong Un have wanted to meet for the past year. But infighting in the Trump administration between those who were pushing military action and those who favored diplomacy held it up.
Right now, the most important thing is to reduce tensions.
America's former top diplomat on North Korea says while he didn't expect it, he doesn't think there is anything wrong with President Trump sitting down with Kim Jong Un.
I would have loved to bring this deal forward, and this is a great outcome.
Jo Yoon said he's not surprised Trump agreed to the meeting, but says National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster pushed a different strategy.
So why has it taken a whole year for this invite to come?
I think that's a good question. I think one reason is really we could never get all of the administration together on our side. And on their side, let's not forget, Elise, they have been relentless in testing missiles, nuclear devices. So this is not easy. It's a complicated problem, but I know we're getting a great start if we start off with a summit.
When you say that you couldn't get all the administration on the same side, do you mean that some were more favoring military action?
Well, I think there was obviously voices within the administration.
Like
and
who?
it is natural to have different voices who were more aggressive and those who wanted more of a diplomatic solution.
Like the National Security Advisor who had advocated a bloody nose, so to speak? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, it's really in an administration, you're going to have different views. But I think time has now come really to speak with one single unified voice, and that voice has to be that of the president.
Yoon, who has decades of experience working on North Korea, dismissed critics who worry by meeting with Kim Jong Un, Trump will only give Kim what he wants, legitimacy on the world stage.
I don't think there is anything wrong in acknowledging that he's a leader of North Korea who has nuclear weapons.
Do you think that the president is going to get played by Kim Jong Un in this meeting and agree to things that the U.S. should not?
I don't think so, really not at all.
We know that the president likes to make his own decisions at the spur of a moment. Are you afraid that the North Korean leader will pull him into something that he's not ready for?
I don't think so. I think the goals are obvious. And homework, I know there are a ton of homework getting done as we speak.
We're talking about a meeting that the North Koreans have not even acknowledged that they offered. Why have we not heard from them yet?
I think, to be frank with you, I think they were a little bit surprised that Washington, President Trump, readily accepted. They thought it would take a little time. So they were not completely prepared. So I think they're preparing at the moment.
Scrambling.
Scrambling, you might say, on how best to respond. And so I think you will see that in coming days, something coming out.
You've talked to the North Koreans.
I've talked to North Korea, and just I sent a single message to them, which was that this was an amazing opportunity for both sides, and they need to respond.
But he warns that if the meeting between Trump and Kim doesn't go well,
it will increase tensions, and we're back to where we were, say, in December, or even worse.
As Yoon looks back on his time at the State Department, the retired diplomat may not be able to resist a return to the action.
There has to be a little bit of regret. What if the president said, Joe, I need you to come back for this? Would you do it?
You know, when a president asks you to do something, you really have to give it serious thought, and that's what I'll do.
It must be tempting, though, to be there for this historic
Of course, it's
meeting.
tempting, yeah.
And Yoon said that he left the State Department over the gap between state and the White House, pointing to Rex Tillerson.